You can always tell a Mustang before you see it. That growl isn't just exhaust, it's attitude wrapped in octane. It's like hearing Hendrix warming up backstage. You know something good's just about to happen. And here in the middle of Los Angeles, under the shadow of the 6th Street Bridge, that sound's bouncing off the walls like it owns the place. Welcome to American Icon, the Mustang Immersive Experience. 20,000 square feet of automotive nostalgia meets cutting-edge technology. Honestly, it's like Disneyland had a baby with a drag strip. Ford invited me down for a sneak peek on November 7th, 2 days before the opening to the public. And let me tell you, this isn't just your grandfather's car show. Well, actually it kind of is, but with better special effects.
I got a lot of energy for this. I know the team does. I'm working on this for a long time. So really excited to have you guys be some of the first, if not the first people to go through this experience. I've talked to some of you who had a Mustang or have Mustangs. Raise your hand if you've ever driven a Mustang, right? So it's not necessarily a car. It's a part of you, part of culture, right? So when I started Ford, I learned a little bit about Mustang and now a lot about Mustang. And I'm so impressed that it's not about Ford. Mustang's so much different.
Now that's the key right there. They're not selling you a car, they're selling you the membership in a club that's been cool since Kennedy was president. It's like being part of the Marvel Universe, except with better engine notes and fewer spandex suits. The genius of this place is they didn't just park some Mustang on a pedestal and call it a museum. No, they built a full sensory experience. Giant projector screens, surround sound that makes your sternum vibrate, and actual legendary cars sitting there just like they rolled off a movie set. Which, spoiler alert, some of them did. Let's set the Wayback Dial to 1964, when America was young, optimistic, and apparently really into chrome. The Mustang made its debut at the New York World's Fair, and Ted Ryan from Ford's archive has the scoop.
One of my favorite documents that we have in the archives is the original marketing study for what became the Mustang. And when you read through that report, it talks about a younger audience, an audience that with more college education, more women are entering the workforce, 2-car families, and Ford set about to make a car for a young, up-and-coming generation.
So basically, Ford looked at the baby boomers and said, these kids are going to have jobs, money, terrible taste in music. Let's give them something with a V8. Brilliant! But here's where it gets interesting. The design that became the Mustang almost didn't happen.
It was actually an open competition between the 3 design studios at Ford Motor Company. All these 11 cars are in the courtyard of the design center, and the executives are walking through choosing it.
Iacocca walked in and said, well, where's that one I saw 2 months ago? And it was one they had decided not to research, and it was actually in a closet, and they brought that out. That's the one they chose.
They literally pulled the winning design out of a closet. It's like finding the Mona Lisa behind some old cans of paint. The Mustang started life with the name Cougar, which, let's be honest, would have made the marketing campaigns in the 2000s really awkward. Marketing wanted to call it the Thunderbird 2, like it was a sequel nobody asked for. Thank goodness calmer heads prevailed.
The baby boomers wanted their own music, and they got the Beatles and the Stones. They wanted their own fashion, they got long hair and belt bottoms. They wanted their own car, they got the Mustang.
The Beatles had guitars, Ford gave kids a V8 and a dream. And let me tell you, it wasn't about driving back and forth to work. It was about leaving work in your rearview mirror at about 90 miles an hour with the radio cranked all the way up. The launch was bonkers. People lined up like it was the iPhone of automobiles. 420,000 cars in 1 year.
On the first day alone, the pavilion registered visitors from every state in the country and every country in the world.
In that first year, we sold 427,000 units, and we could have sold more if we could have built them.
That's not a product launch, that's a cultural revolution with a warranty. It was Beatlemania with hubcaps. Kids were spotting cars like ornithologists looking for a rare bird. You'd hear a rumor that a Mustang just showed up at the dealer, you'd drop everything. Ford went all in on the marketing blitz. First campaign to buy commercials on all 3 networks at the same time. They carpet bombed America with ads. 1,200 newspapers, every magazine, every billboard. It was a shock and awe campaign of automobile marketing. And then Hollywood got involved, because of course it did.
Immediately after it comes off the line, suddenly it's being featured in the movie Goldfinger.
And it's being featured in song.
And then you had Steve McQueen driving it in Bullet.
Steve McQueen and Bullet turned the Mustang into automotive poetry. That chase scene is like the Sistine Chapel of movies.
The film industry had a huge influence on Mustang because every guy who was a cool guy drove a Mustang.
Exactly. You want to be James Bond? Get an Aston Martin. You want to be cool? Get a Mustang. There's a difference. Now, the pop culture room at this immersive experience is like the Smithsonian of cinematic horsepower. Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds sits there looking menacing. And Mary Tyler Moore's 73 Mustang is here. There's the Transformers Mustang, one from Kick-Ass. It's basically Hollywood's parking lot.
We're currently in my favorite room in the immersive, which is the Pop Culture Gallery, where we have a couple of spectacular Mustangs like Eleanor behind me from Gone in 60 Seconds. We have a Mary Tyler Moore Mustang from the 1973 season. We have one from Transformers and another one from the movie Kick-Ass. So Mustang and pop culture. We also have some great material showing Mustang in pop culture with Jim Morrison and the Doors and some never before seen Bullet images that are displayed in a fantastic fashion.
Jim Morrison only owned one car in his whole life, the GT350. He called it the Blue Lady. He drove it all over LA until he crashed it. And now, it's lost to history, like Atlantis with an odometer. The Mustang became cultural shorthand for rebellion. 4 wheels and a heartbeat said, "I'll do what I want, thanks for asking." But there was a dark moment, a near-death experience for the brand.
Word had spread that Ford was considering the probe, and there was backlash in the public.
Over my dead body, are you going to make a not very attractive car that didn't look like an American sports car in any way?
We were that close to throwing away the heritage of the Mustang.
The fact is, it would have been criminal.
A front-wheel drive Mustang? That's like Elvis singing opera. Technically possible, but why would you do that to us? But the people rose up. The Mustang faithful basically staged an intervention. And Ford listened.
The uniqueness really comes from the people around it.
Rebellious streak wasn't the fact that Ford trying to make it rebellious. It was the people who bought the Mustang who had the rebellious streak.
Ford built the car, but the people built the legend. It's like Ford handed everyone a blank canvas and said, "Go nuts." And they did. Now, when you walk into the main immersive space, things get wild. We're talking 5 walls of projection plus the floor.
Feel free in this room to walk around anywhere you want.
You're basically standing inside of a panoramic movie about Mustangs. The narration washes over you like some automotive Zen meditation.
Your pulse quickens, your senses sharpen, and energy ripples through your veins. Your vision narrows, the world blurs.
It's less like watching a movie and more like being digitally implanted into one. You're seeing Mustangs on beaches, highways, city streets, all through history. Detroit, 1964. Motor City in its golden age of steel and speed.
The new Ford Mustang.
The footage shows World's Fair Pavilion where people lined up from every corner of the planet just to get a glimpse of things.
At the Ford Pavilion, there's a daydream corner called Mustang. This is the car that dreams are made of.
About all I had was an idea. You might even call it a dream. It was to build a sport car that could race under American colors and maybe prod the old established names a little bit. Ford Motor Company over here was just in the development stage of a promising new high-performance engine. And Ford agreed to help me build a new sport car I call the Cobalt.
The film takes you through decades. Hip-hop on the streets, MTV on TV, Fox Body 5.0 Mustangs. Mustang didn't survive the 80s, it owned it.
So that was kind of the thinking here behind it. And then we partnered with Imagine in the Peterson Museum. So we were able to get some cool Mustangs, hopefully you saw them, or can come see them, as well as Imagine who's done a bunch of these immersive exhibits before. So being able to not be necessarily a Ford thing, because it isn't. It's about everyone else that comes through here to experience it and party with experts that can help us kind of deliver on that mission here.
Bingo! That's the whole enchilada right there. Ford provided the hardware, the people provided the soul. You round the corner, and suddenly, you're in the GTD room. Which is basically tomorrow, arriving early and bringing Say game.
So, you just saw the last 61 years of Mustang history, and this is really the next 61 years where Mustang is going. And there's a reason why we've been the best-selling sports car in America, and we've had 61 years of continuous success. And this is it, right? So this is our latest road-legal race car. Takes stuff from the GT3, and you'll see all around the room here are bits and pieces that you can't see underneath the car, right? So our rear subframe, inboard suspension, transaxle, active rear wing, things you would only see on a race car, we put it on a production car.
Joe's not kidding around. This thing looks like it should have a warning label. All around the room are suspended components, rear subframes, inboard suspension bits, a transaxle, and that active rear wing. It's like a mechanical art installation, except everything you're looking at makes 815 horsepower possible. Sub 7 at the Nürburgring. For context, that lap's the equivalent of breaking the 4-minute mile while juggling chainsaws. The ring is where sports cars go to either prove themselves or die trying.
It's 20.8 kilometers long, 73 curves, and 300 meters of elevation change. It's the world's most difficult track.
Because it's a very hard place to get around without crashing. It's super bumpy. Very fast corners.
With incredible G-loads.
Elevation changes.
Speeds of 200 miles an hour.
And it has a nickname.
The Green Hell.
And the GTD just showed up and dropped the mic.
Holy shit, 657?
Things you would only see on a race car, we put it on a production car. The active rear wing, which you would see on a Formula 1 car, opens and closes.
They're building 300 to 700 of these per year. That's it, all hand-built by Multimatic, the same folks who built the Ford GT.
It is very comfortable on the street. You don't lose a daily driver if you wanted that. I don't think you would, but it is comfortable on the street, and then it transforms on the track.
You can drive it to work without throwing out your back, then take it to the track on the weekend to make Ferraris look for the exit. And it costs $325,000, which is a lot of money, but considering you're getting a hand-built street-legal race car that embarrasses European exotics, it's almost a bargain.
To be around for 61 straight years is quite the task, right? I mean, there's a reason other car brands have come and gone and haven't been there for 61 years, and it's a testament to our engineering designers, our customers, to create that environment where we can create cool stuff like this every single day and get people here.
Now, just when you think you've seen everything, they usher you into the thrill ride.
Well, welcome to the best part of the experience. It's the Mustang Thrill Ride experience. It's MX4D Motion Effects Thrill Ride, which means when you get seated, the seats will move.
It's a 4D motion simulator, which means the seats move, wind blows in your face, and your equilibrium files a formal complaint. Anthony Mackie narrates the entire thing. You know, Falcon from the Marvel movies. He's a Mustang owner, and he takes you through automotive adrenaline. People walk away from that ride grinning like they just got away with something, which, spiritually, I guess they did. After all the noise and motion, you wander through quieter spaces and notice something. Fathers showing their sons cars they used to own. Couples taking selfies next to Eleanor like it's their engagement photo. Everyone's got a Mustang story.
And everybody does have a Mustang story. Every place I go, and I'm Ted Ryan, work at Ford Motor Company. I run our archives. Oh, let me tell you my Mustang. It's inevitable.
It really is. The Mustang's the equivalent of where were you when Kennedy got shot?
We wanted to create an immersive museum, an immersive experience. They're, really taking off around the country and around the world. And we kind of wanted to think about what nameplate could we use on that. And Mustang is an obvious choice to do it because, A, it's fast. So you can feel the speed. It's good looking, sexy, some would say, right? It's masculine, feminine. It's got all these great features. It's sporty. It's just cruising. So if you think about content and storytelling, it kind of has all these beautiful attributes that we thought, hey, if you're going to create an immersive experience, it's a perfect nameplate to do that with.
Ian and his team partnered with Imagine Exhibitions and the Peterson Museum. They borrowed some legendary cars, worked with experts who know how to do immersive exhibits right. The whole goal was to make it about the visitor, not about Ford patting itself on the back.
So it's been in the works for about over a year, and it feels so good to have people come through this space now and to see what was on a piece of paper, on a presentation, on computer screens of seeing content, and I'll see it on these huge screens and these huge walls and see some smiles and people walking through the space using it.
The location's perfect too. Downtown LA, near the Arts District. The 6th Street Bridge is right behind the building. Famous for car chase scenes in about 1,000 movies. They actually filmed part of the opening sequence of this exhibit right behind the building. The symbolism is almost too perfect. The car was born in Detroit, but grew up here. Los Angeles raised this thing.
It is a brand new exhibit that opened at Ace Studios here in Los Angeles. The Mustang Immersive has a great opening video that has Anthony Mackie and Bill Ford and Jay Leno and Jerry Bruckheimer. And then you go through 2 immersive rooms where the Mustang serves as a backdrop as we tell the story using that amazing new immersive technology where they project on the walls and on the floor and on the ceiling to make you feel like you're on the beach at Santa Monica or driving down Route 66 with first a vintage Mustang and then a new one.
Still untamed, that's the word. The Mustang doesn't apologize, doesn't compromise, doesn't come here with a user manual that says drive responsibly. It just keeps going. And Ford's not dumb. They baked in an incentive. Anyone who buys a ticket can take it to a SoCal Ford dealer and get $500 off a new Mustang. It's like a coupon, but for horsepower. Come for the nostalgia, leave with a car payment.
Doing everything we can to get some buzz and promotion around this activity.
What makes this whole thing work? It's not just nostalgia tourism. It's not some misty-eyed look back at the good old days. It's evolution on display. Detroit may have assembled the first one, but LA makes it a lifestyle. From valley drag strips to downtown music videos. This city turned the Mustang from transportation into an identity. And standing there surrounded by 61 years of automotive history, you realize something. We're not keeping the Mustang alive. The Mustang's keeping us alive. Every rumble down the street is a reminder that we still like things that are loud, unapologetic, and fun. In an era of quiet electric appliances on wheels, the Mustang's still out here making noise and refusing to behave.
As a Mustang lover and fan, and even just a car enthusiast, this is a great spot to come learn about Americana, but also one of the, in my mind, one of the most influential cars in American history.
The exhibit runs through February, right here in downtown Los Angeles. Get your tickets at MustangImmersive.com. It's 1 part history lesson, 1 part thrill ride, and 1 part therapy for anyone who misses when cars had personalities. You walk in curious, you walk out wanting to floor it through a tunnel just to hear the echo. Because some icons don't fade. They just downshift and keep going. This is American Icon. The legend, the legacy, the Mustang.